leave the church because of these allegations, these things that
For a whole wide variety of reasons. It isn't a very simple answer.
Once upon a time, Will Smith was Hollywood's golden boy, one of the most loved actors in the industry, headlining massive blockbuster after blockbuster, and easily one of the biggest leading men of the 2000s and 2010s. But fast forward to recent years, and that shiny image has taken a serious hit. A wave of revelations slowly chipped away at his reputation, and just like that, Will went from America's favorite movie star to the internet's favorite punchline. And a big part of that shift, according to public perception, came from his wife, Jada Smith. Her very public confessions about out-of-marriage relationships with other men turned Will into what many online cruelly labeled as Hollywood's most famous cuckold. Then came that Oscars moment, when Will slapped Chris Rock on live television in defense of his wife. Instead of earning sympathy, many fans felt that moment sealed the deal, and whatever respect they had left for him disappeared overnight. But just when it seemed like things couldn't possibly get worse, they did. Recently, one of Will Smith's former employees came forward with a lawsuit accusing him of some deeply disturbing behavior. And now the question on everyone's mind is this: could Will Smith be the next big name to fall, like Diddy? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see why that's not as far-fetched as it sounds. Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth every single week. And in today's episode, we're breaking down the recent lawsuit involving Will Smith. So let's get straight into it. Will Smith's downfall honestly needs to be studied. This was a man once adored by millions, one of the biggest stars walking the red carpet. Now, he's reduced to memes and viral jokes, and these latest allegations are only making things worse. Recently, Will Smith was hit with a new lawsuit filed by a former employee who's accusing him of sexual harassment and grooming. This entire situation traces back to December, when the accuser posted a video on his social media that immediately raised eyebrows. The man is Brian King Joseph, a professional musician who worked on Will Smith's recent 2025 tour. The violinist shared a cryptic video where he claimed he experienced harassment while working on tour for what he described as a huge artist in the industry. And from there, things quickly started to unravel.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to talk about something really important. Earlier this year, I was hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry. So I was excited, proud of myself for getting the opportunity. Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was, because it's already a legal issue right now. But the reason why I'm speaking out about this is because getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that simply for reporting sexual misconduct or safety threats at work is not okay. And I know that there's a lot of other people out there who have been afraid to speak up, and I understand. And if that's you, I see you. And that's pretty much it. More updates to come soon.
At first, this barely got any attention. Nobody knew who Brian was talking about, and the guy didn't have a huge following, so the clip didn't blow up. But everything changed a few weeks later when Brian filed a lawsuit against Will Smith and his company, Treyball Studios. Earlier this year, Brian claimed in court that Will Smith hired him for his 2025 tour back in 2024, but things quickly got weird. According to the lawsuit, Smith started spending an unusual amount of time alone with Brian, telling him they had a special connection like no one else. At first, Brian found it flattering, but soon realized there was a much darker side. The turning point came during a tour stop in Las Vegas, March 2025. Brian returned to his hotel room, booked by Smith's team, and discovered someone had been inside without permission. At first, he thought maybe someone broke in, but there were no signs of forced entry. Earlier that day, his room key was allegedly lost by tour management, which could explain access. Inside, he found a chilling mix of items: wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, an earring, hospital discharge papers for a stranger, and HIV meds in someone else's name. A handwritten note read, "Brian, I'll be back no later than 5:30, just us," with a heart drawn. Brian interpreted it as a threat, someone planning to come back and take advantage of him. He reported it to hotel security, the local police non-emergency line, and Smith's team. Footage showed only Smith's management entering the room, no intruders. That's when Brian confronted the management. Instead of investigating, they shamed him, accused him of lying, and fired him days later, replacing him immediately with another violinist. Brian's lawsuit paints a pattern. He claims Smith groomed him from day one, building trust, then trying to exploit him. Classic predatory behavior, allegedly a rite of passage for male talent in Hollywood. He even compares it to what happened to Rodney Jones, aka Little Rod, who claimed Diddy groomed him similarly, spending alone time, inviting him to parties, and pressuring him into intimate acts. Little Rod refused, but he says the pressure was intense. Brian says Will was trying the same tactic, making him feel special, then testing him with that note in the room. If he'd gone along, he might have advanced in the industry, but he didn't, and now he's suing for wrongful termination, grooming, and harassment, claiming the ordeal left him with PTSD. Will Smith's team denied everything, calling the allegations false, baseless, and reckless, promising to fight them in court, a statement identical to what Diddy's team once said when facing similar claims. And beyond the lawsuit, it's also raising questions about Will's sexuality. Back in November 2023, a former assistant alleged he saw Smith in intimate situations with actor Dwayne Martin. Will and Jada called it ridiculous, claiming a money grab, but the rumors just keep circling.
The hundreds of celebrities that I've done business with, and things with. During the latter years of our relationship, Will was not my friend. I was his friend. I could tell you what goes on the inside. Everybody else is just speculation. And then I've saw facts when I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin. Door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having sex with Will. There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing, like murder. It was there.
When the assistant came forward, Smith's reps dismissed the claims, calling them fabricated. Jada backed him up, calling it nonsense. No defamation lawsuit ever came from them, though. It seems, at least from the outside, Will might operate like Diddy, grooming people under the guise of mentorship, then expecting something in return. And honestly, if you know Will's Hollywood history, this isn't shocking. Before Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he was a rapper on the rise but broke, spent big, flopped an album, owed the IRS, and needed a career rescue. Enter Benny Medina, the creator of Fresh Prince, who introduced Will to Quincy Jones at a private Hollywood party. That night changed Will's life forever, or so the rumors say. He auditioned for the role right there at Quincy's party, and some in the industry allege there was more than just an audition. Allegedly, Will had to participate in, let's call it a ritual to secure the part. Some say Quincy Jones did the same thing with Tupac years earlier. Benny Medina himself has faced allegations of sexual misconduct. One man pressed charges in 2004 before dying under suspicious circumstances, and actor Jason Dotley claimed Medina assaulted him in 2008. Medina helped Will get back on top in Hollywood, and looking at their relationship, the whispers about grooming start to make sense. This could explain how Will learned these behaviors, groomed himself, now grooming others. Hollywood at this level is known for these dark cycles. Will's even tied to Scientology, which has roots in some very controlling, secretive doctrines.
Church. Because of these allegations, these things that
For a whole wide variety of reasons, it isn't a very simple answer. I left because my wife wanted me to, and also because I wasn't making any money, because all the money flows, of course, to my father, always has. I was also tired of the fraud and the deception, plus his deep involvement in personal use of drugs on himself and others, black magic.
When you say black magic, what are you talking about? I mean, some of the things that I read in the stack of material, it sounds just absolutely unbelievable. What are you talking about when you say this?
Well, the funny thing is that the actual truth is about as far out as Scientology itself. Really, the basis of Scientology, which is rather hidden and covered over, is the occult, the deep involvement with satanic powers. That he felt that he was deeply involved with a British black magician called Aleister Crowley, and through putting himself in deep hypnotic trances and the use of drugs on himself, he wanted to become the most powerful being.
This is the world Will Smith is part of. Dark, controlling, and toxic. And given all the history and allegations, these claims about Brian don't seem far-fetched. Will Smith, like other gatekeepers in Hollywood, allegedly thrives by making others play by his rules and punishes those who resist. Brian says he was next in line to be broken in, and when he refused, he got fired. Hollywood isn't just ruthless, it's godless. At this level, power is the ultimate weapon, and some people lose all humanity chasing it. Brian claims he was caught in that machine, and these lawsuits are his fight back. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.